And with that, once again, the
Live.
big red button has been pushed. Hey, Scott.
Excellent. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday Ask Me Anything, usually with Mike Meyers, but today you get two super subs. I'm Scott Jernigan, editor-in-chief and frequent co-author and contributor to Total Seminars training materials and books. And with me is senior instructor.
I'm Dave Rush, senior instructor, Total Seminars, researcher, and gardener extraordinaire.
Yes, pulling weeds. It's what we do. It's what we do. That and troubleshooting and tech support and, little things like that. So we are here today, one, because Mike's out, but we're here today to take care of people who are still in isolation or back in isolation again because of the never-ending COVID virus pandemic and still studying for your Comptia exams. We specialize in IT fundamentals, A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, but we can go well beyond there and answer pretty much any question you have on tech. Really, ask us anything, and we'll even try to answer, but we won't technobabble you, I promise.
So you're not going to do what we were talking about off air. Since Mike isn't here, I thought you said that we weren't going to do any tech and we were going to devote 100% to religion, politics, and COVID, but you've changed your mind
music.
now?
Music too, right? A couple of bardic performances and,
Ooh,
oh yeah, let's just light it up.
That.
Something new and different for today.
Break out the octave mando.
That's it.
Well, let's see who's here. Holy Hannah, there are people here, even though
there
Mike's
are
not
people here.
Be still, my beating heart. Hal is here, Hal 9000.
Hal.
Will, if you ever, I can't remember what I did this in. It had to be one of the shows in our simulation products. I did one some years ago where I didn't use the HAL 9000 voice, but I used the voice of Joshua. And I'm not going to explain it. Okay. If you know who Joshua is, cool bananas. And you do. If I said his famous line, you'd say, oh, but so anybody who knows what it is, chime in and do it. Scott's got that look on his face, but even Scott knows this one. In fact, you gave it the approval when I was done, but it was really cool. It was a command line utility and you had to type in some stuff. And when you got the result right, an audio file played in the voice of Joshua, or at least something pretty similar.
Cool. I think I know precisely what you're talking about.
Okay.
Now.
Good. I knew you'd catch up on that. The podcast Q&A. That's pretty good, William.
Nice.
Look how early people got here. Bless your hearts. You got people posting in at 1:34 our time.
Wow.
I cannot do that. No, he says I can't do that. Hal spoke in contractions as appropriate. Nubian Queen's here. Hey, Nubian Queen.
Hey there. Tellowit, of course, is here. Darius Bryant, hello.
That's sad.
Kathleen
so
Stevens.
glad Tellowit's here.
Kathleen Stevens is here. Welcome. Andrew Hutz. Our moderator.
That's a new name for me, Kathleen Stevens.
It is for me too.
I was going to say we've got lots of Catherines, but hey, welcome, Kathleen Stevens. Nice to see you here.
So normally it's either me or Dave doing the moderation in the background. So our names pop up with little blue wrenches. But today, since we're both on air, Andrew Hutz is our esteemed moderator, and hopefully he'll be able to tamp down on all the Russian bots that have been invading our feeds. Luckily, they can't actually post links because apparently those links are really bad news. So
yeah, I have so heard. TD Washington is here.
Excellent.
Esteban Schaefer is here, who won a
voucher on Monday.
Something good you won something good on Wednesday or Monday.
Speaking of which, we are going to do the typical AMA giveaways today, including a chance to win practice exams of your choice, and we have all the Comptia exams and some other ones as well, depending on what you're studying for. And we're also going to give away a Comptia exam voucher, good for anywhere in the entire world.
Well, that's awesome. But it's only good for one kind of exam, right? I mean, it's only good for ITF Plus. Or am I mistaken?
And only if you studied my video series.
That voucher is good for any exam in the Comptia lexicon, with the possible exception of CYSA. And I have an inquiry into Comptia about that. And we got some early information when this first started happening that it was an exception or it had a problem. And then a recent winner said, I'd like to take a stab at it. And I said, well, what the heck? We got nothing to lose. I will send the request to my contacts and ask them what to do about going forward and what the backstory is. So the World Holds Its Collective, Beth, they have been on long vacation for the winter holidays. And then they were off this past Monday. So my guess is I don't get any info on that in the next couple of weeks. But when we find out, maybe we can someday say anything in the catalog.
So Mike asked us to sub because he's not feeling well today. You'll see he's actually popped into the feed and is in the back channel right along with you guys, observing the show and hopefully able to at least interact a little bit and have some fun. Being unwell is never cool, right?
That's so unfortunate, Mike. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. The message that I got from you this morning said you had gone to the backcountry in Australia.
I heard Tahiti.
It was going to do well. Tahiti. I heard gold mining in Australia, but yeah, or maybe to help rescue dogs in Tonga.
Oh my!
Topical. That way, when you're watching this show in the archive later, you can look up when was the explosion in Tonga. Okay, now I know when the show is.
I thought he went to Papua New Guinea to check on his oil palm farm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone to Papa, but Papua might be slightly different. Cracking myself up today. I've got to stop this. Stop me before I kill again.
So what's up with the hat, Dave?
I grabbed a shirt that's different than the ones I use for my own show, and sitting right above that shirt was this hat, and said, I haven't worn that for a while. It kind of reminds me of Mike. So when I'm watching us on the back feed, I can say, that's kind of Mike.
You're channeling your inner Mike.
That's right. I was gonna goatee it.
So what do I do, Dave? What do I do after I get a certification?
That's right.
Channel your inner Mike. Come on.
Oh, get a job.
Thank you. Wow, man. I lobbed that one up for you.
Sorry. I went down a mental rabbit hole for a second, and now I have the answer. I was just marveling how much I enjoy the fit of this hat.
It looks good on you.
And I've been hunting for a good cowboy hat. And I've had my kid measure my head, and I've measured my head and done all the formulas, and I have no idea what hat size I am. And so I thought, well, I will this fits so well, I'll just use its hat size. You know what it is? Made in China, size 1. I don't think that's
nice.
It is not the 7 1/4 or 7 1/8 that I'm hoping for. Well, Mike, we hope you feel better and do so quickly. If there's anything that you need, we can bring you or whatever, send us a note via the usual communication channels, and Scott will go over there and expose himself to whatever horrible disease.
Wait. Don't throw me under that bus.
I mean,
so the cool thing is Mike has a really fancy garage door opener that he can activate from his phone. So I can go and give him care packages.
That's right.
Without ever getting within 15 feet of him and do it securely. So it can be done.
I just use a trebuchet from down the block and say, this can be about your front porch.
True.
And because he likes the word trebuchet.
Well, it is pretty fun.
Well, I'm looking at this list, Scott.
Yeah.
It's getting hard not to find winners of various contests.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it means we're going to have to be doubling up here pretty soon. There will come a time in the not too distant future with the current audience that we're going to be able to give away second prizes.
Cool.
So I see Sahil here.
Nice. Sahil is here and wondering where Mike is.
Right.
But now we know. And Mike is in the background.
Mike's employees make him sick. Well, yeah, but not physically. He's just kind of sick of us. Yeah, it is.
Mike has already said goodbye. So thanks for joining us, at least briefly, Mike. Hope you get feeling better soon. He will pick up the routing part 3, I guess, on Monday. So those of you who came on the show expecting or with your notes and routing utensils. Wait,
I like it.
All your routing gear and readiness for that, you'll need to wait until Monday. So sorry about that.
But for those of you who if you procrastinated, now's your time to catch up.
Bright lining.
And
always look on the bright side, Dave. Thank you.
And there's another. In the meantime, let us entertain you on Friday with the Friday Pi Day show. We'll be talking about Raspberry Pis and Comptia certifications and how they work together. We're going to be getting into DNS query utilities this Friday. And then the next 2 Fridays, at the risk of doing some advertising, but I'll keep it short, we're going to do installing and using Cacti, which I'll let you look up. I'm not going to take any time here, but it's good stuff to know if you're going to be a system administrator of any kind. Mohammed El Abayad is here, another winner. Savage Cabbage. I think Savage Cabbage has won something once, but he hasn't won both yet.
Gotcha.
So we have total tester giveaways and we have Comptia voucher giveaways. And I'm pretty, I don't know. You know, the list is getting too long to remember. Now I have to look up things.
I have to look things up. Even you, brain of steel.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Colin Stevens chimed in at 2:05. Oh, by the way, those of you who are new and don't know the drill, the little 3 dots at the top of your chat window, the vertical ellipses or the kebab, you can toggle on the timestamps. That way, because we're always running a little behind where the feed is. So I'll say, hey, at 2:05, Sahil, ask a question. And you'll be going, oh, okay. That way you'll know whether we've skipped your question. And if so, just ask it again because it happens. Or if we just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay. And then also,
sorry, go ahead.
And also turn the little drop down where it says top chat, turn that to live chat. Top chat is YouTube's little nanny filter. It blocks all kinds of silly things like subnets and binary.
You want that? Yeah, you want to be live chat because you may miss your own answer in one of the test questions.
True. This is true. So Wilson Unzwana is here. Good to see you too.
Hi, Wilson. So we will not see
Maven Feliciano has graced us with his presence. Excellent.
And his older brother Jose.
That's right. And I'm sure he's never heard that joke before.
No, I like to think I'm new at these type of things. By having the last name Rush.
Right. True.
Or the whole name Mike Meyers.
Right. So at 2:06, Suliamankil says, hi from Afghanistan. Oh, you are up late, Suleiman. You are up very late or up very, very early. One of the two, I guess, depending on how your time zone works.
Salam alaikum, Suleiman.
Yeah, welcome.
I can do that. I used to live in the area. Well, excellent. Not exactly Afghanistan, but you know.
Yeah.
Enough to do a greeting here and there.
Excellent.
Michael Myers, I can type, just not talk. Oh, it is a consummation devoutly to be wished. I'm going to call Mike. See if I can get a yes or no on some of the things I've asked for lately. I will take your silence. Yeah, I'll take your silence as a yes.
About that promotion and the corner office, I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you.
Ross McGivern is here. Givern is here. Sorry about that. Sorry here. Same here. COVID. Yeah. So I think as far as the upper echelon of the company goes, Scott may be the only one I know who hasn't come down with Omicron yet.
Mike says he doesn't have it.
Oh, okay.
He says that like a couple minutes later in the feed.
Right. Yeah.
So something else.
So there's 2 of you, but I know a number of us who have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count myself among I'm not in the upper echelon, but
you're up there in my book, Dave.
Oh, you are so nice to me. Hey, we're looking for questions, guys. We're lovely reading all these greetings and everything, but we are here to answer questions, and we'll do contests here. And otherwise, we'll just crack wise amongst ourselves. We're fairly good at and comfortable with that.
This is true.
There's another new name at 206 Fido, Alaska. Boy, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, that is a cool name. I hope it's a real name.
Fido.
I'm sure it's not.
Well, still, it's a fun nickname if it's not.
But it is a cool name. Exactly right. So nice.
Overwatch is here. Welcome back. Andre de Guyert, of course, is here.
Who's that?
He's Mike's favorite Belgian. I tend to think of him more as a flying, shooting Dutchman, but you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull up a link to post while you talk about the new Discord channel.
Okay. So we had Total Seminars doesn't have a Discord channel, but there is an unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel, and has been up and running for a year and a half, hosted by our friend Jose Braden. It got hacked, and we've migrated to a new unofficial Total Sim Discord that has a much broader moderator and ownership group. So that said hacking and stuff won't happen again, or there's precautions. So hopefully we will rebuild quickly and join the new Discord. So Discord is great because it's a chance for you to ask long-term questions, things that we can't get to or troubleshoot right here on a live feed, but are much easier when you have a whole bunch of great techs out there and people who are also studying for the same things you're studying for and are great techs in their own rights. It's a great place. It's also a place where you can come with your camera and microphone, and often right after the AMAs, Dave and Mike and myself will log into Discord and we can talk and see and interact in real time, which is very cool. So join us on Discord.
Andrew Huss posted a link at 216. I'm going to post a pair of links with an explanation. I believe that the first link that I posted is a permalink. And I'd like somebody to try that who isn't a member of the new Discord yet and see if that works. If it does, we won't have to go get weekly updated links. However, I've also posted one from the weekly update utility. So if the first one doesn't work, try the second one and let me know. But whatever doesn't work, you should be able to get in. If you just click harder, look around the menus, you'll find something that says continue anyways, and your invitation will be granted.
I have no idea what's happening on the feed.
Okay, I'm just reading it. Reading along at 206. That's not a knife. Okay, so we're doing Australian. Thank you, Mike.
I think referencing to the Australian gold rush.
Yeah,
and of course the gold rush comment does come a little later. Where's the gold, comma, rush, question mark? Yeah.
Oh,
I know, right? I know.
Now we're even. So a lot of the names that you see on here, Mike Scott's and mine, of course, Andrew Hutz, Andrew DeGoyer, Tullowit, and Will Shaw. I saw a different name over on there. These are all regulars on the Discord channel. This is just a huge amount of people because we abandoned the old one and we're moving to the new one. We don't have the body count that we had a week ago when we abandoned the old one, but it's growing very rapidly, much more so than when it first came out. So as you join, you will help it grow and add to the expertise and the lack of expertise. We got people on there who just are looking for information. They rebuilt the new one to look just like the old one. It's got all the same forums and sub forums. So there's Linux forums and Kali forums and study group forums, and the list goes on endlessly.
Just keeps getting more fun.
Yep. You say that I heard Mike in my head, and it just keeps getting funnier. I shouldn't do that. He's watching.
You might not be.
Okay.
In fact,
tell him that's a good line at 208 because he does look like John. What's his name from Jurassic?
and Mike, before he left, had a good comment about your hat. At 208, man wear a hat like that, he ain't afraid of nothing.
Yes, one fits all. Michael, you wear and a free bowl of soup. Thank you. Three Stooges.
So we are looking for questions. Dave is going for the neo hipster look. Thank you, Tullowit, for that comment.
Trying to figure out Andrew Hutz's comment at 209.
I don't know.
It's a
I'm not
pop
getting that
culture
one.
reference to be sure, but I see Jane. All I see is the Jetsons. Stop this crazy thing. All right, Michael, we're sorry that you can't stay longer. I will see you Monday and we'll play rooting. I lived on the East Coast. They called them rooters. It was very strange.
No, they didn't.
Oh, you're right. I just made that up for fun.
So Ross McGivern at 210 says, I'm a newbie. Just give it to me by default.
You know, your chances are pretty good, Ross. I
True.
only see a handful of new names, and we do tend to weight things toward non-winners. So definitely be playing. I got A+ questions queued up for both our contests today. People ask us all the time. I'm going to answer it now. You can't win more than one voucher at the moment. Odd exceptions, but in general. But if you won any of our other prizes in the past, total testers and things like that, you can also win a voucher. So please participate in both. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm not, says Jeremy Parker. What are you not? Well, per the comment immediately above you, TC is here. I have a really good friend in my neighborhood, old friend TC. I see that and I keep wondering, TC, is that you? But you're not, because I remember getting a win entry from you at some point, and I got your real name and it's not TC's. Will Shaw, will power down. Yeah, we got our first real question at 211. Will Shaw.
Okay.
Who starts with well powering down. I'm sure he means will powering down my Windows 10 machine. Oh, I see. No, it actually was well, because he's grammatically good. I feel dirty. Back to CentOS. Missed drum on Friday. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I hope you get to fly again.
Wait. Okay. There's nothing ick. There's nothing ick about Windows, people. Linux snobs.
Yeah, that's a fact. And sorry, but Will doesn't get to be a snob because he's using an antique version of CentOS. He uses 7. They killed 8 in January. This is January. They just killed it, but he won't give up his 7th.
Well, there you go. So at 213, Sahil Basia has a question. Why do we use a DMZ in network security, and how does it protect an internal network?
You're pretty current on that. Go for it. I'll read questions.
The DMZ is where we put boxes that need to be exposed. It doesn't protect the internal network so much. That's still the firewalls and IPS and IDS boxes. But it's a place where we can put machines that need exposure that then separates them from the main network. So it's a dangerous spot to be if you're a machine.
There's a lot of documentation out there that will lead you to believe what he typed, and may have been misled down there, that DMZ has something to do with making something secure. And I think that's typically because it's presented in lessons that are about security. And,
right.
But now DMZ is exactly the opposite of security. Completely exposes a host to the entire internet for whatever they choose to do to it. Overwatch is glad to be back at 215, and he's got an Air Force symbol. No, or a big elk. Yeah, 216 Maven Feliciano. All right, so Andrew posted at 216. I posted. We have 3 different links there. Let us know which one works. Yes, right. Maven. So we're on a new Discord. Abandon the old one and use one of these links to join the new one. That one is going to fade away into obscurity in very short order. We actually can't turn it off because it got hacked. The ability to, but we can't add anything to it. We can't do anything new to it. And that's why we abandoned it. We can no longer administer it. I say we. I have nothing to do with it. Scott has nothing to do with it. Mike has nothing to do with it. We're users on it, just like everybody else. But the people in charge, they can't administer the old one.
Nice.
Muhammad. Yeah, 217, Muhammad Al-Abayad. I saw an announcement on Udemy that N10.008 will be launched in the next 2 days.
Yes, they are busily posting and checking things right now, making sure all the links are working, and it will debut within a day or two. So N10-008, starring Mike Meyers and Joe Ram, our subject matter expert, who comes in on some of the videos as well. Very fun New Jersey guy with a great accent, very knowledgeable networking tech. And I hope if you're getting ready to study for N10-008, check it out. And I hope you enjoy it a lot.
It was a long road to hoe getting it up there, because all of our people have had to work at home. It's been amazing. They've had this shareable NAS that goes to this person's house and they do their thing, and then they move it on to the next person's house, and then goes to, oh my gosh, what a horrible nightmare. But we can't get in our offices, so that's the way it had to be.
Yep. And people all over the place. I mean, California, Mexico, a couple here in Houston, but nobody in the same place. So,
yep. And
challenging when you're dealing with 4K video.
Right.
That's what they shoot in.
Yeah. So those are big, gigantic files, uploading and downloading. The uploading started a couple of days ago. And I think there was over 30 gigs I saw in one of the back channel messages of uploads going on. That's a lot of pipe.
And the weird part, of course, if they tried to upload it from the office, believe it or not, all of us, every single person in the company has 10 times the internet speed as our office connection, because we simply can't get a faster connection at the office.
It's nuts.
It boggles the mind.
At 218, Jeremy Parker says, I had SARS. Well,
wow.
Fine, Jeremy. I had Ebola and brain-eating amoeba, which should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, pretty much.
Charlie Schaefer is in from Pennsylvania at 218. Welcome, Charlie.
And where are you at, Charlie? Because maybe you and Andrew can hook up. He's in Pennsylvania as well.
That's right.
Because Pennsylvania is so tiny compared to Texas.
And we got a ton of people in the company that are Pennsylvanians. Yeah.
Being driven from one side to the other, I know it's not.
Wait a minute, you're in Pennsylvania? Do you know Bill?
So Jeremy at 218, hi, welcome. Do I need to take Comptia A+ or wait for the new one? The Comptia has not officially announced well, I don't know.
I just checked today. Nothing out.
Nothing yet. Okay, I forgot to check before we came on because I wasn't expecting to be on. Comptia has not yet announced the new Comptia A+ exams. And until they do and release the objectives, the only game in town is the N10, is the 1001, 1002 exam series.
Okay. I found this on the web for is the 101.
Really?
All right, I'll finish that thought. So when they do feel the urge to make this announcement, it is our estimation that, as they always do, they'll give a retirement date, and it'll be 6 months from the date that they post a retirement announcement. So if they posted today, it wouldn't be until the end of July. So if somebody calls and says, should I be working on the new one or the old one today? If the announcement came out today, the old one. Our stuff has been so tightly tweaked to what we know about the exam, the questions that are being asked, our errata, our books, our videos. Always do the old one, man. At least if you're using our materials.
Yep.
Or anybody else's.
I just super scrolled.
Yeah, no, me too. I got beeping going on. I've learned to turn off the notifications from the Discord servers. I do, but I have all these other notifications that I don't know how to individually turn them off when we're doing these shows. When Jessica is Comptia A+, any questions about land grid arrays for CPUs? No, those are gone.
Yeah.
What they want you to know about sockets right now is sockets by name or number and which company has a CPU that they're designed for. So it's a pretty simple trick. 99 times out of 100, if it's a socket number, 775, 1366, 1155, whatever. It's an Intel. It's an Intel. And if it's a named socket, or if it starts with letters, AM3, AM3 plus, AM4, then it's an AMD. What a shocker.
Right.
But they don't get into the physical technology. I will tell you this, though. I had to get into the physical technology recently. We got a motherboard returned to us that we sent to somebody. And the customer said, sorry, we killed it. I had a student who was messing around and he damaged the CPU and or socket. So I got in there and sure enough, it looked like somebody had taken a rake, a little tiny rake, and just ripped up the little spring mounted pins on the bottom of an Intel socket. And so I said, well, we got a new motherboard, and I took the old CPU and put it in the new motherboard to test it, and it wouldn't work. And I took it out, and holy Hannah, it boogered up that socket as well. So like 2 dead motherboards, one of them kind of my fault for not double checking that before I stuck it in. And so we've ordered another motherboard.
Yep.
And another new CPU just to cover all of our bases. So it's useful to know this stuff in the real world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex joined, add resources, helpful links channel. Yes, we are always adding more. Send a message to the mods or the owner over there, and they will consider any and all requests. Anything that I've requested has happened lickety split.
Lots of people are like, I haven't won anything.
What are we doing here on time? Oh, you know, it's 30. We ought to be doing a contest here in the next few minutes.
Oh yeah, good idea. We normally go to the Monday and Wednesday AMAs normally go from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock Central Daylight Savings Time or Central Time. That's Mike's regular show. We can be a little more flexible here. Dave usually runs all from 2 to 4 on the Friday Pi Day show. So as long as the questions are rolling, we'll stay in and answer your questions and then go from there.
223, favorite topic, Suleiman. Is it called screened subnet now? Yes, DMZ in the eyes of Comptia is now called a screened subnet and some other organizations. However, if you go out on the internet and you look for screened subnet and you look for DMZ, for every one screen subnet, you're going to find 4,000 DMZ references. Right. So it's going to take society a while to move.
Yeah, and I guess I don't really understand why DMZ was some politically incorrect. It's not racist. It's not sexist. It's not.
It's got a military reference in it. That's just not acceptable to some folks.
I guess.
All right. And yeah, so here, that's why most honeypots are present in DMZ. Sure, I want to expose my honeypot to the DMZ, so somebody is being distracted and killing their time on that rather than mess with my real protected network.
So 225, Crystal Hamilton, hi, by the way, had a follow-up question on DMZ. Why do we use DMZs if they expose your network or computer? The key is that some computers need to be accessible on the internet, right? They need what's the term? Forward facing presence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Internet.
They need to be exposed, and you put as many protections in place as you can, but that's just the way it works. But the rest of your network is not in the DMZ, and that is not exposed, and it's as protected as you can make it. So yeah.
If you have the typical Soho network that we all have, setting up a DMZ is about as dangerous a proposition as anything that you can do, because you're going to have one computer that's going to be in the DMZ, and it's on the same switch or Wi-Fi as all the other computers in your network. So you're exposing that one, but in exposing that one, a hacker could access it and then use it to access all of the other stuff in your network. And that's why DMZs aren't done that way in the real world outside of the home network or the small business network. We have multiple routers, and the DMZ lives on one router interface, and the protected network lives on the other side of a whole new router. And so we can put much higher degrees of protection on our protected network while leaving that machine exposed. And it will be exposed and abused, to be sure.
Absolutely. And it's not even active hackers that would expose it. If you ever run, this was funny when in the early days of well, just do it. You can do it now. You have an actual legitimate IP address. You could put a machine on the outside using that IP address, and then just run a scan or just monitor your network traffic. You'd be shocked at how many attacks come just instantly by hundreds, if not thousands, a minute kind of thing.
Exactly right.
And it's just, there are bots out there and they're just trolling for open ports and trolling for people who accidentally plug in and leave their system live on the internet so they can take it over and turn it into their little botnet army. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah. In brief, Maven Feliciano 225, what happened to the old Discord? One of the controlling accounts got hacked. It wasn't, it doesn't look like it was a hacker or anything like that. It looks like it was one of the usual suspects. One of the people who have an owning account or controlling account or whatever, clicked on some malware that exposed an email address and a password. And so they were able to use that and attack this person's many resources. It wasn't just Discord. This person got hacked in a lot of different areas. And they tried to work with Discord to get their system restored, and Discord had no interest in helping. And so we finally had to say, or they had to say, out of here. Nice. We'll do a new one.
Okay, so here's a serious question. This is at 226 from Andrew H, we'll just call him. In Star Trek: The Next Generation, do you think Data codes his own security updates? Important things to find out.
Okay, let's go down to that Star Trek realm for 8 seconds and not a minute more.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There's always updates and upgrades going on in every sci-fi show. We had to upgrade the computer, we had to upgrade, and Data never gets any. Even humans get upgrades and updates, except for the emotion chip. So no, Data's obsolete.
Wow.
I would turn him off in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Right along with Tim Russert, the killer.
Not a lot of love there.
Yeah. Crystal Hamilton's here in a couple of times. Welcome. And Heavy D is here. I've seen you in the past. Welcome. Every state is small compared to Texas, except the one. You talk to Alaska about how little their state is, and they not happy. So I have a lag on my phone for YouTube. I was saying I wasn't a winner. Yeah, I saw that. You haven't been a winner. You get two chances today.
So 229, Wilson Kunzwana asked, what about Network Plus? Do I need to wait to take that or take it now? And a lot of people have jumped in and answered with the date that N10007 goes dark, which is in June, I think?
Yeah, end of June.
End of June. So you have plenty of time to take the N10007. The N10008 is open and ready to roll. So if you are just getting ready to start studying, and you have more than 6 months that you think it'll take you, then wait 2 days and get Mike's brand new video series from Udemy.
Mike always says they never ask you what version of Network Plus you passed, just that you have Net Plus. And so I went and did a little further research on that. I looked at my certificates from the past. They don't say N10007 or 006 or.
They just say Net Plus certified.
They say Network Plus.
Yep.
So now,
yeah, so I take my A+ certification that's still a lifetime one from the DOS and Windows 3.1 days. Yep. And I say, yeah, I'm A+ certified. I can work on your latest data center.
And had you not been one of the chief authors of the new, if it ever comes out, N1011, whatever new A+ is going to be, you are so sharp on that stuff. You probably
1101 and
could run a
1102.
data center.
Yeah. Although the data center stuff is in the Intel 008 Network
Yes.
Plus. It's not in, allegedly, it's not in the new A Plus.
What are you trying to say, Scott?
And I'm not trying to say anything.
How do you spell NDA? All right, Esteban left us at 2:34. TC is talking to Kathleen at 35, and lots of people talking to each other around that time period.
So
Alex is here.
at 2:30, we skipped over Kathleen's question that they're responding to,
Okay.
and that is, she asks, what advice would you give to someone changing careers to tech with a completely, I assume, non-tech background? I am that person and am currently unemployed. I have a bachelor's of arts and I want to look for an entry-level job. So lots of good things you can do. One, being here is a great start. Figuring out what level of tech that where you're at. If you've been playing with computers while you've been unemployed or whatever, and you feel comfortable enough to take a screwdriver and take a machine apart, or you can surf the web like a champ, then you can probably just start with Comptia A+. If you're a little spotty on your technical background, then you might want to start with IT fundamentals. It's a easier certification, certainly, and it's essentially how computers work, how all the different parts interact, how the operating system interacts with the hardware, that kind of stuff. So and how all these things network. So it's basically a primer for IT. So if you need to start at the very bottom, IT fundamentals. If not, then start on A+, and you don't have to go for the certification because it's expensive, but getting the knowledge of what an A+ certified tech can do will be able to get you in the door for interviews. And you say, hey, I've been studying for A+, I've got this stuff, I can help you. I want to be your junior tech, or I want to be on your help desk. And that's a great place to start. And then while you have that job on the help desk and you're working the graveyard shift or whatever, it's a perfect time to be studying for your next certification and get ready to jump to the next position. So good luck, Kathleen.
Yeah, exactly. Hang out with people who are in the field, volunteer, help your family's computer problems, or at least look over the shoulder when they bring a tech in. So
yep.
Buy a dead computer, buy a live computer that you're willing to kill. And like Scott says, open it up, play with things, especially as you're studying any of these ITF pluses or A pluses. The more hands-on you get, the more things that you do, the better it will ingrain, and you'll be able to put experience on your resume when you go for that junior tech or full tech job.
So I think on we should start a GoFundMe for Andre for a new video card. he's been saving up for a new video card for a while, and he's now saved up half a euro. Might
Just
be a while
7
before
years,
you get that new video card.
Right. Yeah, it's just a bad time to lose a video card. I don't know if you saw this on Discord the other day, Scott. Tullowit knocked his monitor off.
Oh no.
You ever see the television, after you throw a baseball at it, it's got all that leaky liquid crystal in there. That's where he's at. It was a good monitor too.
That's too bad. We actually did that for I teach a class called PC Intro to PC Troubleshooting, and one of the videos for that, it's just basically a general troubleshooting class. One of the videos for that, it was on the actual troubleshooting tech theory, I think.
Yeah.
What to do versus what not to do. And one of the things was, what do you do if your monitor doesn't work? And there was me with a sledgehammer. And then, that was a lot of fun making that video, chucking things off the third floor.
Yeah. That was the crowbar one also, right?
Yeah.
Somebody commented on that one in that course the other day to me. Hey, we're just about at the end of questions, and then we can get on to our first contest. Dan Richards is here.
It's 2:44 already, man. We should do our first.
We got to get hustling. We'll do it because we're at the end of the questions. Let me just eyeball see if there's anything important that we need to do here. Pop goes the NDA.
I know, right? I saw that too.
Windows 80 Enterprise Edition. That was 1980, buddy. Kathleen, thank you for the info. Good. We'll see you. Glad to see you on Discord. I will be on Discord for a little while after the show today, then you can have a face-to-face with us if you turn up with a camera and a mic. But if not, just text to us and we'll talk to you. What is the Discord server? Says Guy UU. Andrew, you want to repost the link for that? Discord server is an unofficial presence for people who like the show and follow it and want to expand on information there. So it's a chat server and it's a voice and video server. Thank you, Andrew. Just reposted at 2:44. We would like you to join. We've got all kinds of experts and gurus there and all kinds of opposite end of the spectrum, people who know nothing and looking to ask questions and get information and everybody in between. So come on over and join us on the Discord server. Excuse me. All right, well, I got us caught up here. 32-inch Samsung curved gaming monitor, says Tullowit. So while I prep this up, why don't you tell them a little bit about TTO contest?
Okay, that's what our in-house, what we call our practice exams in-house, Total Tester Online, because, you know, has to have a catchy and completely meaningless name because, you know, but these are our practice tests and we have a whole slew of them from IT fundamentals to A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Cloud Plus, CYSA Plus, and on, Pen Test Plus, and more. The contest right now we're going to do is for 90 days free access to the practice exam of your choice. So here's the key. Dave is going to put up a multiple choice question, probably from A+.
Yes, from A+ today.
From A+ today. And there'll be a multiple choice. Don't answer A, B, C, or D. Type enough of the answer in there that we know that you think you know what you're talking about. Got it? So type some of the answer in there. And also it's not fair really, because the first person who comes up with the answer that shows up in my feed or Dave's feed will be the winner, unless you type pass next to your answer. But your answer will probably show up before somebody else's answer in your feed, but it takes time to get to our computers. So that's the inherent slight unfairness about the contest. So that said, Dave should have
we're ready to go. Back channel. I think back channel, you were right about last week. No change. I did repost it in the back channel for you to use. So when we get done and we pick a winner, it's going to be first one on Scott's feed. Okay. Andrew is going to post what you need to do and send and where you need to send it, all that good stuff to claim your prize.
All right. What do we have, Dave?
Okay. So we got an A+ question here. Again, no A, B, C, or D. Type in the answer, only type in one answer. And here we go. What would, yeah, there, mate. Okay. So what would you need to upgrade? What would you need to upgrade an onboard NIC so that you can connect to a gigabit network? Install a 10/100/1000 NIC, update the drivers for the onboard port, convert the user to wireless, flash the BIOS to unlock the Ethernet port. Type in your answer. What would you need to do in order to upgrade an onboard NIC so that you can connect to a gigabit network? And I'm looking at answers here. Back channel and Scott, I'm sure you know the answer here. Yeah, that's the way I'm seeing it. I think that's a previous winner, but it's okay on this one. Aren't you guys full of snark?
Right? Diffie Hellman.
Remember,
Sorry.
if you see somebody posted what you believe to be the right answer and you haven't posted yours yet, post yours, because you don't know when it's going to get to us. We don't know when it's going to get to us. I see lots of different answers. Good. It's a good question.
All right.
Well, I'm going to put the answer up. Yeah, I'm going to put the answer up. We'll discuss it. Okay. And then Scott, you can tell us who your match is.
Okay. So it's clearly convert the user to wireless.
Yeah, it's the obvious thing to do. And
You know what's funny?
That's an old enough question that it might be worth revisiting, huh?
Yeah, exactly. especially because Wi-Fi 7 hardware news popped today. It's coming next year.
Yep.
And that'll definitely be gigabit.
That's exciting. All right. But out of those choices, the best answer is install a 10, 100, 1000 NIC. So if we're upgrading an onboard NIC, we should talk about this one. You got to presume they can't get to a gigabit network. So they've got an old 10 megabit or 100 megabit card. So they need 1000 megabit card, a gigabit card. You can't increase the speed of a network interface card with new drivers. There's chips in there, and those chips determine the speed. Converting to wireless will be true in the future, but not yet. And so same answer for D, flashing the BIOS to unlock the Ethernet port. You can't use software or firmware to change the speed of a NIC. So the answer, install a 10, 100, 1000 NIC. Who do you show for a winner, Scott?
Well, we had a whole bunch of people that came in like all at the same timestamp, the one with the right answer, no less. So,
okay.
Yeah. And you will definitely be the one to say, but I was first. Anyway, the one that shows up first on my feed is Sahil Basia.
Well, by
so congratulations, Sahil. You've won 90-day access to the practice test of your choice. So to collect your prize, you need to contact Dave Rush and at daver@totalsim.com. Andrew is going to post the detailed information of what you need to do.
Okay, he's posted at 2:51. So just take a screenshot of that post at 2:51 and you'll know exactly what to do and who to send it to. And when I get that information from you, I'm either going to send back a confirmation or a note that says, hey, you're missing a piece of info. I need it again. That happens a lot lately. I need to refine this note, but we'll get there. Good. Congratulations, Sahil. You are still eligible to win a voucher.
Right. And by the way, there really were a whole bunch of people that came in right at the same timestamp. So keep trying. We are going to give away a Comptia voucher here shortly. Since it's already 2:52. We're running to the end of our hour at this point. There was a question that came in at 2:47, right as we were about to do the contest.
Okay.
From Richard James. And Richard asks, I have a question, please. How easy is the transition from junior developer to IT? I'm a junior developer, but my interest is in working with computers more broadly. By junior developer, is that, I'm assuming programmer?
That's the way I would take that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I've taught a lot of FBI agents actually, and one of the ones that was the most challenging was in an A+ class was a programmer, because he knew so much about how the software was interacting with the hardware, but didn't know anything about hardware. So it was this kind of weird knowledge deficit that was a challenge, except eventually, because he was a smart guy, and I handed him a screwdriver and said, let's just tear it apart, and then we'll build it back together. And then you can layer all the software stuff on top of the hardware. And he ended up being top of the class because of that knowledge of how the software interacts with the hardware. So being able to get to the machines and the networks and the physical stuff, and playing with it. Once you get that under your belt, the programming knowledge will be a complete benefit. Most of the time, those of us who are in the field who came in from the hardware side are like, if I only knew some programming, I could take it to the next level. So there you go. You've already got the next level. Now you just need to get the first level. But yeah, good luck, Richard.
And IT is so broad. You start with A+, and then you start moving into the direction that makes you happy. Do you want to be a manager of an IT system? You want to be aware of architecture and physical products, and no products by make and model and feature and things like that. But having A+ as a starter under your belt makes all that stuff understandable, especially after that Network Plus, because it's a networked world. You don't have to get the certification, just get the knowledge. Buy Mike's book, watch Mike's videos.
There you go. Absolutely.
No need to give Comptia any money.
So for those of you who have joined us late or after our introductions, I'm Scott Jernigan, editor-in-chief, Total Seminars, and a frequent co-author and contributor to Mike's books and our training materials. With me is Dave Rush, senior instructor for Total Seminars and epic researcher and all-around great guy. We are filling in for Mike. Mike was under the weather, is under the weather. He does not have COVID, allegedly.
Yeah, so he says.
So he says, right, that he does not have COVID, but he has lost his voice and was unable to go, and called us up really early this morning, like 8 o'clock or something.
He did a video
thing
with me, and he can sign. Fortunately,
that's right.
I can't. I only know 3 signs, and they're all dirty. Yeah,
Mike and I live fairly close together, so he was using smoke signals, and that was really cool. But said, hey, I'm a no-go for today. I'll do the routing part 3 on Monday. So he's still planning on doing that on Monday for his AMA, and he will be well by then. So thank you for your concern. Mike is just a little under the weather and lost his voice. So
yeah, he's fine. I'll cheer at 128 at 255. Yes, he is okay. He was on here. He poked in for a few minutes. He's well enough that he can participate in this. He just can't talk.
Yeah.
I've called him several times today and just laughed uproariously. You can't respond to me. And you know what?
Mean, Dave. You're so mean.
The old days are gone. You can't hear the sound of a slamming phone being hung up on. A gentle click. All right. Well,
That's right, Crystal. 2 cans and a string. We have that video also.
We do. That's a fun video. Man, I had fun with that one. You and Ford and the creation of the string tin can clip. What the heck is the name of it? Not clipboard.
Switchboard.
Switchboard. Thank you. My mom was a switchboard operator. I should know that.
Yeah, no. It's one of the things that we get to do with some of our non-Comptia classes, or even some of our Comptia classes that are not the Udemy kind of high-end thing, is we get to play and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And our production team hates us because they're always over-the-top videos. We go to on location in Galveston Beach, for example, and do crazy monologues when we're talking about IPv6. And
that was a good one.
But we get to do all these crazy over-the-top things that Mike doesn't necessarily have time to do in his the professional shoots and stuff. So, but we have a lot of fun with making the videos.
Oh, there's some good stuff. Look in the Total Seminars channel, this one right here, when you're done with this show, at some of our non-AMA stuff. There's some great educational stuff in there, but we've got some really wonderful stuff that we shot for one thing. It got used to that thing, and then it migrated over here, especially Social Engineering Zone. That is by far and away one of our most popular videos, and it was good.
And it's basically started a cast of thousands.
It truly
including
did.
Me and Dave. So
yeah, we
and
were
Mike.
there. Oh, but the back support, inventing the genre and the way we had to set up the cameras and the precarious things that we stood on to pull that off. I have such fond memories from that. When you guys fire me, I am just going to relive that.
We can't fire you, Dave. All the plants will die. I mean, the chief gardener. Come on, man.
Exactly. You can't leave. All plants will die. Jiminy Christmas. It's like having Mike here.
Wait. That was a movie reference. I did a movie reference.
You did.
Good thing Mike wasn't here, because I'll never be able to look at him the same way again.
All right. So well, nothing new popped up that we need to dive into. So you want to try another contesto?
Sure. Let's do the big finale contest. And this is from Comptia. They called us up out of the blue and said, hey, we see that you, Mike Meyers, are doing these Ask Me Anythings. Would you like a free voucher to give away? And to which Mike said, for every show I do? And they're like, yes. Ask for the moon,
because if somebody's
right?
going to give you a gift, the first thing you do is ask for another one.
That's right. So Comptia is providing these vouchers, and they're special. They're not like the typical region vouchers. These are available wherever you can take a Comptia exam in the entire world. So this is very cool, and they're good for any single Comptia exam. So this is up to a $400. I don't know what that is in euros. Sorry, up to a $400 voucher, and we're giving it away for free right now.
Euros. That's dollars in Celsius, right?
Wow, you are such an American. Okay.
And Ugly wanted that.
The same deal with our last contest. Dave's going to put up a multiple choice question. Don't answer A, B, C, or D, right? Answer enough of what you think the correct answer is so that we know that you think you know what the correct answer is. Got it? So type in some stuff. If you want to play, but you don't want to win, or you've already won a voucher and you still want to play, if you're the first person in the feed with the right answer, I'll give you bragging rights. It'll be awesome. Just type the word pass next to your answer. So again, inherently unfair. First person with the correct answer who is not a previous voucher winner that shows up on my feed with the correct answer wins a free international Comptia voucher. Ready?
Almost ready. I'm typing something up here on the back channel.
Yeah.
They're going to want to do A, B, C, D because you're going to have to type in something long on this one. So I'm just letting everybody know in the back channel which one in the list is the right answer. Everybody in our back channel should know this, but
all right. So wait a minute, Dave. You're changing the rule here?
Nope. They're still going to type it in. Long way.
Yeah, you don't have to type the
enough
entire
that we know
answer.
you understand it. Yeah,
right.
Ahead.
Just like the first few words is what matter.
Not true with this one. You'll see what I mean in just a second.
Okay, enough to differentiate it from the other answers. How's that?
Okay. So let me go to this thing and slide this in such a way that I can share it. There we go. And you know what? I mean, the question here is so simple. It's like 6 words, and the answers each have a dozen or more. Then we go to this utility and then this utility and put on the goat skin leggings. I know.
Come on. Let's get the show on the road here, Rush.
It's so enjoy being called Rush by my boss. We have a question up, and the question is, which is usually true of NAT routers?
Oh, you're cruel.
Yeah, I know. I dug real hard for this one. NAT routers have a private address on the WAN side and a private address on the LAN side. NAT routers have a private address on WAN side and a public on the LAN side. NAT routers have a public on the WAN side and a public on LAN. So every possible combination is presented here. NAT routers have a public on the WAN side and a private on the LAN side. Which of those is true of a NAT router? You could probably shorten it down like public WAN, private LAN, something like that. Just make sure we know what you're talking about, and or you convince us that we know what you're talking about. All right, answers are, get rid of those letters in there. I don't want to see those. I think I see a right answer, but checking.
Yeah, see, a lot of people have posted the correct answer. And now we're just checking to see if you're a previous winner or not.
Wow. Just double checking here for all the various different ways of spelling that last name.
All right.
Okay. Yes, that is a valid potential winner.
I'm shocked. Really?
Yeah.
And double check me. Double check me that that's
okay.
That's got the right answer.
You know, if it's on your list, it's on your list. Okay.
At 302.
Oh, gee, give it away. Now everybody's looking at 302.
15 people that have a 302 timestamp.
That's true. Wow, I was like, yeah, okay, there's a ton that popped in there.
And just for the record, I did say I would say it, Andre. I know you're not eligible. Yeah, very
yeah, that
good.
was the first one that I saw, but I knew that was ineligible. Yes, I agree with you. That person is a winner with the right answer. Andrew, back channel, if you would be so kind as to post the winner instructions while I put the answer up here for Scott. Who do you have?
I have shocking. I would have assumed he'd already won. But at 302, we have David Mueller, who correctly answered that NAT routers have a public WAN address and a private LAN address.
Yeah, lab address, LAN address, call it what you will.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So congratulations, David.
All right, I got to do some notes here on my own shindig. Andrew has posted the how to contact us and make your claim at 304.
Yeah, so the big key, you want to flip the question off?
You know, I could do that.
You could. So the big key, David, is you need to basically give us your information. And this is your Comptia account information, right? Not your password, but your username and the email address that you use for Comptia. So if you've done other certifications and you're already in their system, or if you have not and you're about to be, what do you want your professional certification address and stuff to be? So that's what you use. And then you also need to say what country you're going to take the exam in, because if you're in the Eurozone, for example, you might be in the Netherlands, but across the river in Germany is actually the closer testing station than going to Amsterdam. So it depends on your circumstance, and you need to tell us where you're going. You need to tell Comptia where you're going to take the exam, and also the specific exam number. So congratulations, David. That's awesome. Good luck on whichever exam you're going to take. So yes, when I said there were a whole bunch of people at 302, David, this is the David without a last name. Yes, you were right there as well. But whoever came up first on my feed was the one who was the winner. So keep trying. You see that, I mean, you've got it. And Dave will be giving away a voucher on his Friday AMA as well. The Dave Rush Ask Me Anything, that's drama, or Friday Pi Day, as we call it also, on the same Total Seminars channel at 2:00 Central Time in the States. And his show runs for a couple of hours. It's always fun, interesting, generally a few fewer people than on Mike's show, so even better chances to win. So join us on Friday and keep trying, because it's a pretty epic prize. Thank you, Comptia, for giving us this opportunity for a great giveaway.
And my show only has 11 people on it, so your odds of winning are really good.
And all of them have already won.
That's right. We got 3 employees. We can't win. The other 11 people have all won. So if you come in there new and shiny, it's a fun show. We talk about Raspberry Pis and how to use them in our studies in Comptia. And sometimes we talk about them just life in general and Linux in general. And we go all over the place. How to use them to avoid COVID.
Right. The interesting thing about Dave's show is Dave has lived many lifetimes. Your first degree was in electrical engineering?
Yeah, I got them at the same time, physics and electrical engineering.
Physics and electrical engineering. And he's been a stand-up comedian, professional airline pilot, all around nice guy.
It means I can't hold down a job.
But you keep getting these epic jobs, man. It's like, yeah, so we can go very far afield, not just on the Comptia thing. So feel free to join us on Friday and ask Dave anything.
Yeah, we'll go free form. We get broad ranging. Usually during the first hour, we answer questions. We talk about whatever comes to mind, news of the week, typically tech news of the week. And then for the first half hour, 45 minutes of the second hour, we do a project, and then we take questions and do contests and finish the show up.
So for those of you who are not familiar, the Raspberry Pi that Dave bases his show around is a system on a chip, a very inexpensive, full-blown computer like that runs $30 for the entire thing. It's pretty epic, but it runs Linux. And because the Comptia exams also cover Linux, this is a very inexpensive way to get your lab set up, to have physical hardware attached in your A+, Net+, and even Security Plus lab. It'll run Kali Linux, although it generally runs Raspberry OS version of Linux. But it's a great way of being able to inexpensively get your Linux on. So
I'm going to have to keep a Raspberry Pi out of a case in here, because every time you do that, I don't have one ready to
ready to show and tell. Nice. Nice. So
but we've all become real fans of them. Scott's got one or some. Mike has one or some. We don't want to talk about how many some I have, but
I think it was 100 or more and counting.
There was at one point. I sold 60 of them.
Wow.
So that I could fund the purchase of the newest and latest and greatest models. I have much
Wow.
less. I think running around, surrounded by, right now, there's only 11 or 12, and another couple upstairs. All right,
wow.
that's
You're slacking. 11 or 12.
Yeah, tell me about it. You know what? I'm
Wow.
becoming better focused. That's what it's all about.
That's it. Sure.
And I have a wife who's an accountant.
That was exactly where I was going to go. Like, oh, so she finally caught up with you. Okay. So let's close with why are you wearing a Texas Tech shirt?
Oh crap! I didn't know that. Kid went back to school. He's got 3 more semesters to go. Huzzah! He should be done by now, but he left Alabama a couple of years ago after 2 years, and that basically cost him a year.
Wow.
I had to pick up some classes at the local community college that Tech would accept, and then there were some that he had to take up there that were recreations that nobody would accept unless you took them from there. And so, he wound up on the 5.5-year plan as a result. But we're finally staring down the end of the tunnel. Huzzah. And you know what? Scott knows this, and some of you have seen this before, but there's a really interesting thing about Texas Tech engineering program. The kid is majoring in mechanical engineering. This makes so much sense to me for certain majors, but for business majors, I do not understand this. You must do a semester abroad. So we got to get our ducks in order for that by next month, by the end of next month. And with COVID,
wow,
man, and they are not blinking or batting an eye. Find something. How do we do that? Give us a lot of money and we'll find something that we consider acceptable.
Wow.
And
I would suggest Portugal.
Yeah.
Or maybe New Zealand.
A lot of Central Asia is the only things that they're trying to make open right now. And I don't care. I've been through Central Asia. I love it, but I am not comfortable or confident with their anti-COVID procedures these days.
Yeah, not at all. Wow.
Fortunately,
wow. Okay.
We all had it 2 weeks ago. He was here and got it too. So at least hopefully he's done with Omicron. But
wow. Yeah, I know, Charlie, right? How is that still a requirement? Yeah, it's crazy. So thank you all. Again, Mike was feeling a little ill today, not COVID, but lost his voice and asked me, Scott Jernigan, and Dave Rush, to fill in for him today and be able to, so the show could go on. And Dave will be here on Friday doing his Dave Rush Ask Me Anything, same channel, 2 p.m. Central Time. And Mike will be back. Wait, I have a wooden desk. On Monday, feeling healthy and vibrant and doing part 3 of his routing presentations. So
it's an amazing presentation. If you didn't watch last week's show, watch it, a Monday show. What he did is he's just laying out the equipment that he's going to use to do this, and it's all virtual machines. So gather up and start building your virtual machines. You'll get all the information that you need from that show, and he will continue from there. This is very, very exciting. You don't have to go out and buy any hardware above and beyond what you have. You might need a little more RAM in your machine than you probably have right now, but
RAM is, you can still buy.
You can
and
still
it's not costing you an arm and a leg. So anyway, thank you, Dave, for playing on the AMA today with me.
Likewise. Thanks
very
for being
much
the host.
appreciated. And thank you all.
All right, we'll see you on Discord. I'll be on there in about 10 minutes or so. Scott may or may not be there. What are you thinking, Scott? You gonna join us?
I'm gonna be playing Conan Exiles. Just kidding.
Of course,
I'm kidding.
you are.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're gonna have to unlink your Discord account from your Steam account, so nobody on
Yeah,
Discord
I know,
will
right?
know.
Busted.
I'm sorry, I'm really busy. I can't join you on Discord today.
It's like, oh yeah, we see what you're doing.
All right,
and
let's
I would,
wind this thing up. I'll see you
Okay.
guys on Friday for drama. See you again next week, and I'll see you in a few minutes on Discord. Be
All right.
good.
All right. Take care, my friends.
End.